Welcome to the Loyal Opposition Podcast. I'm Bernie Flowers, one of Uncle Sam's wayward children. I intend to talk about important topics in hopes of helping to improve our country and our way of life. Please like, share, and subscribe. So now, let's get started. Our guest for episode 64 is my friend Lisa Feinberg. Lisa is a member of the Howard County, Maryland Republican Central Committee. She served as past president of the Howard County Republican Women's Club, having lived in Howard County for the past 25 plus years. She's a former business owner with corporate experience in the fields of commercial real estate, budget analysis, business development, and others. She also served on the boards of directors for several civic organizations, such as the Baltimore, Washington Chamber of Commerce, and she's also served as chairman of the board of directors for the Patuxent River Wildlife Center and on their foundation board. She's been on the Hospital Foundation board for Laurel Regional Hospital and Howard County Regional Hospital, and she's been on the PTA for several schools. Needless to say, she has a wealth of civic experience, and she's a leader in the state of Maryland. Lisa, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. I appreciate that delightful introduction.
Well, the bottom line, it's all true. We know this.
Thank you.
I tell you, I appreciate you. And we've been at this for a while trying to get you on here, and our schedules have finally met, so I'm just thankful for you. But I got some hard questions for you because you're in the know. You know a lot of things, and you've been fighting the fight for a long time. You've been a warrior in Howard County for a long time, and so I'm going to throw a hard question at you. So you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. Please feel free. Yes, and I have fought the hard fight for a long time, and happy to do so.
Yes, ma'am. Well, I'm going to preface this by asking the question of why elections matter. And I'm going to start off with the subject of sanctuary cities. This is a quote that I got from a newspaper, but bottom line is, as a sanctuary county, a 20-year jail sentence was nixed for an illegal immigrant drug dealer despite a detainer request from ICE. Maryland law enforcement officials suspended a prison sentence for an illegal immigrant convicted of drug distribution, and then ignored the detainer request, according to Customs and Border Patrol and ICE. And this gentleman, whose name I'm not going to mention, is a twice deported Honduran national living in the U.S. unlawfully. And the agency announced that he was released, and he's been captured more than once. And in Howard County, they suspended his entire prison sentence after he was convicted for drug distribution, and then released him back into the community despite their detainer request. But the issue of the day is that he's been distributing poison in Howard County. We're a sanctuary city, and the Howard County Police Department arrested him in 2023 and charged him with drug-related crimes again. And the main thing here is that he had a sentence of 20 years followed by, a couple of years of probation. However, the court suspended all but 155 days of his prison sentence and refused to honor the immigration detainer for him, instead releasing him back into the community on August of 2023 of last year. So my question to you after reading all of that is, what do you think? Why is this happening? And how can we stop these things through some of the political things that we're doing?
Well, we're going to have to start back with the law and the legislation that happened. Actually, what got me super active as a patriot and warrior in Howard County in the state of Maryland was some years ago when I saw on social media that Howard County was about to pass legislation to become a sanctuary county. I knew that was bad.
Yeah.
I did my research. I saw the opportunity to testify at the George Howard Building in Howard County, along with hundreds of other people in front of our county council. And there were numerous testimonies, especially from people who had come to this country legally, went through the legal channels, which takes about 10 years,
Yeah.
and a lot of lawyering and etc., some money. They were angry. And I was angry too, because I am a native born American. These people had come, my friends actually, through the legal system properly and were here by the rules, let's say.
Yeah.
But yet Howard County was ready to open the door and say, anybody can come. You don't have to have any special visas or follow the rules or anything else, and you can be totally illegal. And I think we're all aware of the problems with illegal immigration is we can't monitor who's coming and why and who they are. Most of these folks are probably honestly just folks looking for a better way of life. And America welcomes the hungry, the poor, that the quote that they give. But the problem is that if you're a, let's say, a convict, a bad person, somebody who's well versed in crime, that's your opportunity. That's your golden door to come through, is to come through to, let's say, Howard County. And now you've got all these nice people living here, not suspecting what's going on. And
I
all of a
speak
sudden, yeah, and all of a sudden you have crimes popping up and gangs that, hey, where did they come from? They came in the back door. They came in illegally, and then they congregate. And a lot of times our Hispanic community suffers from this, because these gangs tend to prey on the Hispanic community, especially the others that might be here illegally, but they're just working hard and trying to support their family and pay their rent, buy groceries. The children get preyed on, the women, the young men get preyed upon by these very bad criminals, and they get sucked into this. So a lot of us testified on the county level, and it took several days. It went into the night, and we said, basically, no, we don't want it. Of course, there was a number of people on the opposition that said, no, we think the door should be wide open for anybody and everybody, and don't worry about it. And so that was my first exposure. And from there, I realized, okay, your county or your city can be declared a sanctuary county or a sanctuary city, but also your state. What happened is it went up to the state level, and the state of Maryland legislators said, oh, we'll just declare the whole state sanctuary, and then all these counties and cities don't have to go through this. Well, so a very strong group of us from a number of counties spent a lot of time, our own money, our own energy, going to Annapolis for some years and testifying why illegal immigration is not good and how we need to fix the system. Yeah, let in the person that wants to work or is looking for a better way of life. Let's fix the darn system. But wait a minute, don't let in the 10-time criminal who rapes, murders, and tortures people. Please don't let them in.
Yeah.
Well, basically what happened is we testified for some years, and COVID came along and just knocked us down. And the rest is history. They kind of sealed the deal across the state and all the counties to be sanctuary around that time.
Yeah. It's terrible. And, folks are coming in here unvetted, and it's like sheep being, not protected from the wolves. So I know that you've been working in this for a while, and that's why I wanted to ask you that question. I appreciate and applaud the things that you have done, and I know that you're going to keep it up. So, and I will.
Absolutely. Yeah, once you talk to people, like I worked within the Angel Network, was part of it. That is, sadly, the Angel Network is a national organization of people who have lost loved ones to illegal convicts and criminals. The first one that's just startled me to death was a case called Kate Steinley. Young woman walking down broad daylight the street in California with her dad. on the boardwalk.
Mm-hmm.
Nice sunny bright day of California. A 6-time deported illegal alien criminal shot her to death for no reason in front of her father. She died in her father's arms. Didn't know Kate Steinle or her dad or have anything to do with her. Wasn't trying to rob. Just thought that that was a good time to kill a beautiful young woman. And sadly, I have met people from across the country that have also suffered this, and also local people who have been through this. And
Yeah.
some of them are good enough to come and testify with us.
There you go. Well, I just appreciate what you're doing. And more importantly, I want to let other people know that you've been working behind the scenes for years trying to make things right.
Right. Yeah.
So I got another question for you. You ready?
Yes, yes.
This should be easy. Tell us about some of the political clubs that you're involved in and why you're involved.
Well, political clubs. There's all kinds of political groups, Howard County, all the counties throughout Maryland, and most states, actually. And a good way for someone who wants to make a difference to get started. If you're a good patriot, you're sitting at home, you're yelling at the TV at Newsmax or Fox News, CNN. Okay, I have a good idea for you. Don't yell at the TV. Take that time and find out, perhaps there is a local group, organization, or club that meets once in a while near your home, and you can go out and be with like patriots, meet other people that think like you, and actually make a difference. Because I think something that people don't understand is the power of one. One person can make a huge, huge difference by doing just a little thing. You don't have to, find the cure to cancer or solve world hunger. If you get involved in a group or organization in your area, and I'll tell you how to maybe find those groups or organizations. Political groups are in your area. Just get on the Google. You might Google, if you're a Republican, you might Google Republican Club in my county and put your county name in. You might Google Republican Central Committee. That is a overseeing committee that resides in every county in America. One for Republicans and one for Democrats. And they kind of like are in the know people, they're leaders.
Like yourself.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, trying. And go to a meeting. You don't have to join it. They'll usually let you come to a meeting free of charge. Sit down, listen. They usually have good speakers. You meet like people. If you decide to join, usually it's very inexpensive to join, but you have opportunities that these clubs and groups are going to offer you. They're going to bring you speakers, make you aware. It might be people running for office. It might be someone talking about your local school system or your local government and what's going on. Go and be in the know. That's where it starts. And once you're in the know, you'll find out what opportunities are out there for you to make a difference. What could you be involved with? Would you like to walk in the 4th of July parade next week for a candidate and pass out candy to children in your community? I mean, there are so many opportunities, and these political clubs and organizations are a wonderful conduit into knowing what's going on and to knowing what you can do and what you'd like to do and enjoy doing to make a difference.
Way cool. Next question. How can a citizen become involved in political campaigns? Now, I ask you that because I know that you're involved in political campaigns. You were involved in mine. So how does a citizen get involved in such a thing?
So you can get involved in political campaigns. I would recommend on your local level. Now, you can become part of a school board campaign, a county council or city council, campaign. There are state delegates and state senator campaigns, your governor campaign, and on up. I highly recommend that you choose a local grassroots, like your county or city council, or your county or city school board. And what you do is, when it's coming around election time, you can go on the Maryland State Board of Elections website, You can find your county, and you can find the names of people running. You might want to check out their websites. If you did step one and joined a political club or organization, you probably already heard a candidate forum and maybe listened to some of these candidates. And maybe you get particularly inspired by somebody and you'd say, I'd like to help that gentleman or that lady get into office because they believe like I believe, and we can make a difference. And trust me, folks, candidates need help. It's hard enough to be a candidate, but candidates have a lot to do. It's very busy. I've chaired campaigns. It's a lot of work. And I've had people come to me and say, Lisa, I contacted the candidate or emailed the candidate and I didn't hear anything back. And I said, well, that's because the candidate is juggling like 50 things an hour. They're answering hundreds of emails, phone calls, texts. They got to be 20 places today and tomorrow to speak. It's very challenging. But if you as an individual decided to help out just even a little bit, something that fits your schedule, you can make a tremendous difference in lifting up this candidate that you believe in and have chosen to help. So usually it's not paid, but it's well worth your time. And you can choose the sort of activity that fits your schedule and fits how you are.
Well said. Got another question for you. You ready? How can a citizen find out about county and state level government and who your legislators are? And how can you communicate with them?
Very important. Most of us, which used to be me many years ago, have no clue. We don't know. Who's your county? What county council district do I live in? Does my county or city have districts? Who's my state senator? Who's my state delegate? Who represents me on the school board? And I will tell you, just a sidebar here thrown in, your school board is critical whether you have children in school or not, or whether you have grandchildren in school or not. Those children are our future. And if we don't support and guide what's going on with the children of today, folks, we don't have a tomorrow. It's not going to be good. So how can you find out? Back to the original question. So Google is your friend, or whatever search engine you choose to use. Go in, and there's several ways to do it. If you're in a county, go to your county website, or your county government website, I should say, and put in a query. Usually there's a pull-down menu that says, find out who your representative is, or councilwoman or man is, or whatever. Go into your county or city website, and you will find out, usually there's a place you can plug in your address, and it will come back and tell you, your council representative is this person, your state delegate is this person, your state senator is this person. And it might even tell you your school board representative. But do some Google searches. Don't be afraid of searching the internet on your government sites. Find out. These people are being paid by your tax dollars.
Yeah.
They are public servants. They're beholden to you.
Yep.
So why not have a voice and communicate with them? Can be as simple as a phone call or an email. Let them know how you feel on any issues. Find out what I call it the docket of legislation is coming up. In most counties and cities, you as a citizen can go and sit in the gallery for free and listen to what's being discussed. And you can listen to your legislators talk about certain bills. In many cases, you can even testify for a minute or two and say how you feel about upcoming legislations or laws that are being looked at. This also applies to the school board, by the way.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the bottom line is you mentioned email, and my question to you is how can people reach you if they need to?
Well, everyone is welcome to email me, and I am happy to share any information or answer questions. I've tried to, in the past, school people on how to run campaigns. I can tell you how to pay attention to your General Assembly in Annapolis, which that's another one I didn't throw in there earlier. I should have. Go on the search bar and put in Maryland General Assembly and see what comes up. You'll find out who your state delegate and senator are there. You'll find out what committees they're on. You'll find out what bills they're working on or have passed. These are all things that are going on. And I know you go, oh, Lisa, I don't have that much time. Take 5 minutes, take 2 minutes. You know that time you spend on Facebook complaining about or sharing that silly political meme? Well, guess what? I'm not saying don't do that. That's so far semi-freedom of speech or expression. But take some time and do something real to make a difference. So to reach me, okay, I'd be happy to give you my email. And it's not quick, but I will get back to you, I promise. I get back to everybody. So the Gmail, it's a little long. It's my name. I have 2 last names because I'm from that generation where we kept our maiden name and added our married name. Anyhow, here it is, and it's a Gmail address. So it's Lisa, Lisa, Tavelli, T as in Tom, A as in Apple, V as in Victor, Elli, Feinberg, F as in Frank, EIN like Nancy, B like boy, ERG like George. Lisa Tavelli Feinberg, all one word, at gmail.com. And I'm happy to answer any questions or guide you or try to help you in any way I can. I really would look forward to your emails. Thank you.
Lisa, you are a true civilian warrior, a civic warrior. You've been at this for a long time and you don't back down. And I just appreciate you taking the time to come on the show. So do you have any further things that you would like to say?
Yeah, I sure would. Just a minute or two. Don't be afraid to reach out and be involved in your community, your county, your city, your school board in some way. Again, I go back to, I'm going to say it again, the power of one. The power of one is unbelievable. One person, if there's anything you can do, if you can send one email with your opinion to your county council person, if you can make one $10 donation this year to your favorite candidate, if you can find a favorite candidate to volunteer for, could you go and stand with that candidate at one candidate forum or be in the audience as support for that candidate? There are so many things that citizens can do that take so little time and money, but make a massive, massive difference. Because in politics, I will tell you, it is the squeaky wheel that gets the oil. And if you show up, if you communicate, those are the people that the legislators pay attention to. If they don't hear from you, and I honestly, Republicans and conservatives, we tend to be polite people. We tend to be nice people. We tend to function within the rules. So sometimes we're not as loud as the others. But the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So we need to not be afraid to take one little measure. And so I'm asking everyone if you could think of just one thing to do, and you're welcome to email me and ask me about this and how to do it. There's just one thing you can do in the next 6 months. Anything. 5 minutes. An email, a phone call, a donation, attend one local club meeting of your choosing and go listen to a conservative speaker, attend a fundraiser. There's so many things. And you know, when I went to school, public school, they taught us all you have to do is vote. And I'm here to tell you that's wrong. We don't only have to vote. Yeah, voting's important. You have to get out there and do something, no matter how small or how large. You want to go all the way, run for office, I'm there to support you. Please let me help you.
Where you listen to somebody who's been there and done that. I'm proud of you. You're not just an example, but just that person out there that people can use as a resource. So again, I appreciate you, Lisa. Thanks for coming on the program. And we want to have you out on the program again. And say hi to Mark for me.
I will. You're most welcome, Bertie. Thank you so much for all you do. Love your program.
All right. Appreciate you. Well, that's about it for now. This has been the Loyal Opposition Podcast, produced in association with Fallback Productions and other podcasters. I ask that you like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to get your copy of my book, Black Values Matter, available as an ebook on Amazon, Audible, and Apple Books. And also, it's okay to disagree, but if we want our country to prosper, we must insist on unity, transparency, and civility from ourselves and our fellow citizens. Thanks for listening to the Loyal Opposition Podcast. See you next week.